Hey everybody, it's Penni Shelton here, and today is Monday, November the 15th, and I'm just really happy to be back with you making another video. Last week I ended up taking a bit of a video hiatus, I guess you could call it that. I got a head cold. The rest of my family had already had it, and so I got a little touch of it myself, and I didn't feel especially awful, but I felt like I needed to just chill a little bit. I needed to take a break, and I was still involved with the website and everything, but I just did not put that pressure on myself to make a video every single day, and I really appreciate y'all understanding my absence in that capacity on the website. And I want to thank Susan for stepping in and adding a couple of headline forum posts last week. That was awesome. I really appreciate that. Susan's just such an integral part of this website and is a constant and steady support to all of us. And to Susan, you know I love you. And I know she probably hates that I, do that. But anyway, I have to do it. Okay, so this morning I got up and I added our monthly roll call thread. And we do that every month here at Raw Food Rehab. So I do that because I like to know who's still in the game here at Raw Food Rehab. Because I know a lot of you guys are busy and you may log on here on a regular basis, but you don't always comment. You're not a regular blogger, but maybe you're here and you're learning or you're enjoying the website, but you just don't necessarily say anything. So this is your opportunity to chime in and say your name and where you're from. And for doing that, I always like to give away a little something something, which we are doing again this week. And I'll be giving these gifts away this coming Thursday, just like a few days from now. So you'll want to be sure to log into that thread, which I will put a link to underneath this video, and put in your name and where you're from. And so the whole thing is while I was taking some downtime last week, I took a little bit of space to fill myself back up, because you know how that goes. Sometimes you give and you give and you give to the point where you sort of feel a little bit wrung out. And I don't know that I would go as far as to say I was feeling wrung out, because I wasn't, but I did appreciate that space that I was able to take to just sit under the teachings of a couple of people that I've wanted to really get into. And one of those people is Bernardo Lapallo, and a lot of you know who that is already. Bernardo is this extremely cool cat. He's 109. I mean, I guess that's big. That's a big deal. But I mean, it's just a number to him. But yeah, he's 109 years old. He is the oldest living raw food enthusiast that we know of right now on the planet. And he lives in Arizona. He's from Brazil. And he's been doing a high raw food diet the majority of his life. Maybe since he was his earliest memory, which he cites as 5 years old. So since early 1900s, this guy has been doing fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, and a little bit of cooked food, but it's primarily a vegan diet. He doesn't take in dairy products, and very little meat. He's not a vegan. He does have some fish on occasion. And I heard him mention at one point that he'd used chicken stock in a soup. Big deal. But anyway, this guy's 109 years old, and a lovely man, if you've watched the video. And so I downloaded his ebook and have been listening to different interviews with him, and I am so inspired. So inspired, because what listening to him made me realize is that so many of us make this deal so much more complex than it really needs to be. And I am guilty of doing that. I try to, do a big long checklist of how many different things can I do to make myself feel better today. And hey, you know what? This guy is living the lifestyle that I think we all need to be living. And so because I've been so inspired by Bernardo, I decided that that's what I was going to make this month's prize for the monthly roll call thread. I'm going to be giving away a package deal, which is his DVD set. It's three audio CDs and one instructional hands-on DVD where he's actually showing you how he makes some recipes. And then also he has a book. It's a tangible book, or it's downloadable depending on what you're, where you are. So like if you're in the United States, you can have the actual book, but if you live overseas somewhere, you can download it anywhere. So I've just been so newly inspired by, even though I've known about him for a couple of years, I really took the time to sit and to listen to everything he was saying and to take notes. I mean, I wrote down like, what foods does he eat, and what does he eat, and when does he eat them, and what does he do in his lifestyle practices. And so one of the things that I enjoyed, he talks about taking care of his feet and how important that is and how we neglect our feet. And you guys know I have a background in being a manicurist, and so last night I ended up getting my husband and soaking his feet in front of the television and buffing his feet and massaging his feet and clipping his toenails. And I mean, it's been a long time since I've given a pedicure because I've been out of the business for a while. That was such a precious time. It was a precious, intimate time between the two of us to just share. And I seriously feel like I'm tearing up right now because it's so important that we take the time to care for ourselves and the other people in our lives who we love, to serve others. I mean, when we serve others, we get so much back in return. So anyway, all of that good stuff comes from just me taking time out for myself and listening to the wisdom of a man who is living the life that I believe God created us all to live. And he's disciplined and he's committed, but yet he's having a great time and he's experiencing an incredible level of clarity. I mean, he doesn't have a memory problem at 109 years old, so that tells you something. He's doing a lot of things right. So I'm really excited to be offering those things to you this week as a giveaway prize. So I'd really love to hear from you today. I'd love to hear what's inspiring you right now. And if nothing's inspiring you, well, then now's a good time to find something that will inspire you. And speaking of inspiration, just a little teaser. Tomorrow we have another episode of Raw Talk Tuesday going up. And this interview, if you're not inspired by this particular person that I'm going to be interviewing tomorrow, then I don't know what. Because it's one of my most favorite interviews so far. Of course, I've only done 3, and they've all been great, but this one's really good. You won't want to miss Raw Talk Tuesday tomorrow. It's a story of life transformation, healing, and eating as if your life depended upon it. You guys know I love you. I'll be back again tomorrow, and I can't wait. I'll see you then. Bye.